Namaste and welcome, my dear friends. A really nice opportunity today to focus maybe a little bit less on textbook perfection of a static posture and really just look into being adaptable, being fluid, being attentive by linking postures together in this kind of dynamic way. And I think this is a lovely representation for life itself, rather than having to get something absolutely perfectly correct with a predetermined destination to it. Instead, just approaching with the present moment with an adaptability and ultimately a gracefulness. And through that, we get to practice a sense of compassion towards ourselves. Wonderful representations of things we can do in the vinyasa practice, which is why I love it so much. I appreciate your support on this channel. Every subscription does make a big difference to me, so thank you so much for that. Let us get started, shall we? Seated position. Once you've established a nice tall seated position, shut down your eyes, get comfy. Bring a sense of presence to your body. That's to say you're becoming attentive towards it in a way that really just absorbs what's happening now within the body. So simplifying the content of the mind in this process by simply becoming aware of what's happening right now. So temperature across the body, textures across the skin, whatever experience you're having of your body. There might be little niggles in places, little areas of tension or slight discomfort. Whatever it is, absorb these qualities. And see if you can leave criticism completely out of the picture. It's really not important here. Notice the level of your energy. Notice the state of your mind. And as you bring this observation to the body, particular to the present state that it's in, you're creating just a little bit of space. So as you broaden your awareness, take on much more of a witness awareness, just giving you a little bit of ability to create some space from the intensities of the body and mind. And in that space, begin to consciously direct your attention towards your breath. So here, starting to notice the movement of your breath, coming in, going out. And following that trail of breath, begin to deepen it slowly. So expanding down to the belly space. Breathing out a little bit more slowly. And over the course of the next few rounds of breath, extend your breath out to a 6-second count. Breathe in for 6, breathe out for 6. See how gently you can do this. So the breath should start to take on a quality of quietness. Nothing forced, nothing strained. Just taking one more round now. And then drop the count of the breath, but maintain the pace. So again, the mind is centered on the current experience of the body. I want to stay with that sense of presence, or really it's just an intimacy with your body. You're committed to staying here, sensitive, and all in all, a sense of loving awareness. So there's definitely a quality to your attention as we move the body. Stay intimate towards yourself here. Keep the breath rolling or utilize it within the practice. Go ahead and blink open the eyes. Raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach up. And exhale, twist to your right. So right hand behind the lower back, left hand catches the thigh or the knee. Turning back the shoulder for the breath or two more. And then keeping a hold of your knee or thigh, raise your right arm up towards the ceiling, reaching over to the side. Nice big side bend. In a way, kind of sticking your ribs, your right side ribs, out towards the right a little bit more. We'll just take two more breaths here. Nice big hold. And lifting up, twisting to the other direction, so over to the left. Left hand behind the lower back, right hand catches the thigh. Lifting through the lower back, turning back the shoulder. And into the side bend, so left hand coming up. Keeping the breath nice and integrated, especially in these opening postures here. Still trying to coordinate the breathing into the postures, into the body. Conscious breath. Nice and expansive here for just a breath or two more. And then raising both arms up for just a brief sec. And then rolling over the knees and coming into cat-cow. So onto all fours, tabletop position, hands and knees. Get straight into the movement. Tilt the tailbone up and sink the belly down. And as you arch through your back, really tilt the tailbone down and keep on moving with the breath. The inhale dips the belly. And the exhale arches up through the spine. You're welcome to make any more organic movements. So you could walk the hands off to the side of the mat, get into the side body a little bit more, more side body flexion. Maybe a full body roll in a circular movement, or even just sort of tilting a shoulder towards the hip. Really anything that's going to make your body feel good within the context of the posture. And with that, I really encourage a sense of exploration within the posture. So use the container of it, the idea of it, the context of it, and then move into much more individualization. So we'll just take 2, maybe 3 more rounds. So stuff coming out of my mouth is a suggestion. And within that, you adapt to the state of your body, energy, and mind. For now, come up into down dog, tuck the toes, lift up the hips. And as you find down dog, make a little bit of movement, pedaling out the legs, bending through one knee and then the other. Just a breath or two more here in dog, getting a feel for it. And starting to walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold, letting your whole upper body just really dangle here. You could sway a little bit from side to side, moving your body weight through the feet, so sides of the feet, front of the foot into the toes, and then back into the heel. Sort of getting the integration of the upper body moving with the lower body in a very subtle way. Feeling how they relate to each other for just a breath or two more. And then gently bend into the knees, roll up the spine through to standing, reach up nice and high, nice and tall, and then folding straight back down towards the ground. As you arrive here, walk the hands out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists, find that distance. And then draw the hips back up into downward facing dog. And just taking a few more rounds like that. High plank brings you forward. Exhale sends you back to dog. 2 more just like that. Plank. Back to dog. And this time as you hit high plank, coming forward, lower your knees, and come all the way down until you're flat onto the floor. Arriving there, take the hands off the side of the mat, point the toes and roll through cobra. So Inhale, lift up the chest. And exhale to take it back down. And that's how you keep on going. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Trying to use the back body strength to move through this motion. So especially concentrating on the lowering down of the chest, controlling that movement. Just take maybe one or two more now. And as the chest comes down, sending the hips back into tabletop, all fours. Pausing here in tabletop, dip the belly down. Exhale, arch through the spine, so cat-cow. Pause in the arch. Tuck the toes and lift the knees just 1 inch above the ground. Emphasis here is on the upper back, rounding, rounding, rounding. A big breath here more. And then very gently drop the knees, dip the belly down, cat-cow. This time, arch through the upper back and hold there. Again, lift the knees 1 inch. Now go ahead, tap your left knee to left elbow. Step the foot back just a little further, but keep the knee hovering. We're making our way out to plank, but slowly. Right knee to right elbow. Step it back, keep the hover. Left knee, left elbow. Stepping a little further back, keep the hover of the knee, right elbow. Stepping back, maybe just 2 more now. Left knee, tap. Stepping back, pretty much plank on that left leg. Right knee, tap. Stepping back to plank. Lift the hips up into down dog. Woo. Bit of heat through the shoulders. High plank, come back into it. Lower your knees and come all the way down until you're flat. Hands off the side again. Chest lifts, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Just 2 more of those now. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep the feet pointed. Last one, lift. And exhale to lower down. This time, keep the hands where they are. Lift the chest, lift the legs, and lift the hands. Hold. Elbows pointing up, pointing the toes. 1 big breath here. And release. Either push up through plank or come back through tabletop and into down dog. And as soon as you're there, again, walk the hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold, bending into the knees, rolling out the spine through to standing, reach up nice and tall, and then circle the arms out to catch them behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders here and gently fold in. Bringing the chest forward and down, relaxing through the neck. 2 or 3 more breaths here. And as you release the hands, we'll walk them straight out into a flow. So high plank finds chaturanga, bend at the elbows. Up dog, pull the chest through the arms. And lifting the hips up into downward facing dog. Just a breath or 2 more there in down dog. And making our way up to the top of the mat. So lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale to fold forward. Keep some space between the feet as you stand up. Reach up nice and tall. Into chair, bend the knees and sink the butt. Keep the knees separated here. Suck the belly in as you lift up the heels. And 1 more big breath here. Stand all the way up, keeping the heels lifted. Catch your balance, squeeze your butt, suck your belly in, and then drop the heels to fold forward. 2 rounds of sun salutation. So halfway lift, flatten out your back. Step back to plank position. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Up dog, pull the chest through. And into downward facing dog. We'll take 2 more big breaths in dog. Now, I'm going to throw this little chair variation into our sun salts for today. So go ahead, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, step or jump, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand, some space between the feet. Exhale to chair, bend the knees, suck the belly in. Lift the heels, stand all the way up, catching your balance, little wobbly. Big breath in. Drop the heels, fold forward, all the way in. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump back into chaturanga, bent elbows. Up dog, pull the chest through. And down dog to lift the hips. 1 more big breath here and down dog. And right leg raises up. Keep it stiff, keep it straight.
Knee to the nose, pull it in. Inhale, shoot the leg back up. Over to the left elbow to tap. Inhale, back up. Now back to the nose and pause. Touch the knee straight down to the ground. Pull it back to the chest and shoot it back up. And step the foot in between the hands to lower the back knee down. Low lunge, arms up. Big breath in here and squeeze your left butt cheek before you bring the left hand forward and right hand back into a twist. Flip the front palm and reach up and back. Right hand sliding down the back of the thigh. 2 big breaths here. And as you bow forward now, hook your left elbow around the front knee, hands come together. Keep the back knee down for a moment. Sink the hips a little, but lift the chest up so you can deepen the twisting action. 2, maybe 3 more breaths here. And very gently lift the back knee, hold for a big breath here. Release the hands to the ground. Sweep the arms out in front of you. Lift the chest just off the front thigh. And as you sweep the hands back into arrowhead, squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop the back knee. Arms raise up. Palms face back as you inhale. And exhale to sweep the arms back, straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman. We'll link these few postures together. So bend the front knee. Reach out in front of you as you pick up the back knee. Sweep the arms back, arrowhead. Drop the back knee. Arms up, palms back as you inhale. Exhale through to half Hanuman, sweeping the arms back. 1 more round now. Bend the front knee, reach out, lift the back. Exhale, arrowhead, sweep the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up. And exhale through to half Hanuman, straightening through the front leg. Now, a little tricky here. Hands on the floor. Go ahead and bring the right hand inside the front leg, in fact. Turn the bottom shin out to the right. So now you're going to face the side of your mat to the left. Raise up the arms. Adjust the front leg if you need to, I do. And then right hand down to the floor or the shin and up into gate pose. So squeeze your left butt cheek here. Pressing the pelvis forward a little bit for 2 more big breaths. Stick with me on this. Lift the chest up. Bring the left hand down to the back of the mat. Turn the right toes down to the floor. Supported side plank. Right hand up. Now here we go, a little bit of work. Squeeze your left knee into the left elbow. Hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. Keep the knee in as we flip this into wild thing. So right hand comes down. Turn the left leg over. Lift the hips, lift the chest. A big breath here. And as you come out of flip dog or wild thing, left hand down, tap your left knee to left elbow, pull it in. Inhale to shoot the leg back up and stepping the foot in between the hands, Skandasana at the other end of the mat. Drop your butt to your right heel. It's going to be a little tender. Keep your hands on the ground for this one. Just 1 big breath. Turn back to the original top of the mat. Step straight up, feet together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand, reach up. Exhale to fold forward. And we take a flow. So halfway lift, inhale. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Up dog, pull the chest. Down dog, lift the hips. Straight away. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to the nose, pull it in. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale, back up. Knee to the nose again. Tap the knee to the floor. Back to the chest and shoot it back up. And step the foot in between the hands. Low lunge, so back knee drops down. Arms raised up. Squeezing the right butt cheek. Right hand forward, left hand back, take a twist. Flip the front palm and reach up and back. Sliding the left hand down the knee, or back down the thigh rather, towards the knee. Couple of breaths here, deep breaths. And as you bow forward now, hook the right elbow. So hands come together, so you can sink the hips a little bit. Notice what happens when I lift my chest a little. The twist deepens, and you might feel it a little extra on the right side front body. That whole line from your right shoulder down to your right knee getting a little longer. 2 more big breaths. And we start to tuck in the back toes. Lift the back knee for just a moment. Hold. Release, hands to the floor. Back leg strong. Reach your arms out in front of you. Big breath in. Exhale through the arrowhead. Lower the back knee, arms up, palms stay facing back as you lift. Exhale through the arrowhead, straighten through the front leg. We keep on going. Bend the front knee, reach out as you pick up the back knee. Arrowhead, sweep the arms. Drop the back knee, arms up. Exhale through the half Hanuman, sweeping the arms back. 1 more round. Bend the front knee, reach out. Exhale, arrowhead. Drop the back knee, arms up, low lunge. Exhale through the half Hanuman. 1 big breath at the bottom here. And hands on the ground. So starting to turn the bottom shin out to the left, out to the side, raising up the arms. You're going to face the right hand side of your mat. Arms up. Left hand to left knee or beyond. Reaching over for the top of the mat. Again, squeezing the butt. 2 big breaths here. Lift the chest to the back of the mat. So right hand comes down, spin the left toes down, and as you're ready, pick up the right knee, hug it in towards the elbow, hold for a sec, and into wild thing. So left hand down, turn the right leg over, spinning the hips, lifting the chest, lifting the hips. Big breath here. And in 1 movement, as the right hand comes down, tap your right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift the leg up, 3-leg dog, and step the right foot between the hands before you find Skandasana. Towards the left leg, towards the top of the mat. Chest can stay up or down here. 1 big breath more. And turning towards the top of the mat, stepping up, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up. And exhale to fold forward to find a flow. 1 more time, so hands to the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, pull the chest. Down dog to lift the hips. Couple of breaths there, settling. And beginning to make your way to the top of the mat once again. So heels up, knees bend, walk, step or jump, feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up for the ceiling. Feet together now, toes to touch chair, bend the knees and sink the butt. Twisting to your right and hook the left elbow around the knee. Sit the butt nice and low here. Just take an extra breath as you are, knees together. And then starting to pick up the left foot, take your time with it. When you're ready, tap the left knee to the back of the right calf, a little curtsy. Stay for an extra breath here. And in 1 movement, as you step back into crescent lunge, raise up the arms, straighten through the front leg. And then rebend the front knee to find arrowhead, sweeping the arms back, interlocking the fingers behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders now. Now really take your time with this. A little bit of balance. Starting to straighten through the front leg, any amount, doesn't have to be completely straight. Back heel lifted, lifting the hands up here. Just 2 more long breaths. And back up into crescent lunge. Bend the front knee, releasing the hands gently and carefully, arms up. Hands to prayer. Again, twist to the right, hooking the elbow around the knee. Back leg nice and stiff, straight, firm. Just maybe 3 big breaths here. Again, a little lift of the chest. Staying now for 1 more big breath. And very much the same as before, the opposite way around. Bend the front knee a little bit more. Tap the left knee to the back of the right calf. Hold for a tick. Now, a little tricky. Take your right hand to the top of the left foot, left hand to the ground, and lift the knee up into this standing splits variation. Holding, breathing, keeping the knee nice and lifted. An extra breath here. Gently release the foot, step it back into warrior two. Open out the arms, straighten through the front leg, and reach up and back. And reaching forward now for triangle. So just taking the front knee just off lock, reaching out. Right hand comes down. So in triangle, the side body is looking to be straight and parallel to the side of the ground. The tendency is to sort of create this side bending banana shape. You don't really want that. So keeping almost the chest lifted, it feels like to me. Left hand raising up, starting to turn the chest, in fact, a little further back, keeping the back leg nice and firm and integrated. Breathing continues at a nice, steady, deep pace. You're aware of the posture, your attention is here in the body. Intimacy remains. One more big breath here now. And as you start to bend the front knee, come up into warrior two and exalt that shape. So right hand reaches up and back. And then reaching back out through warrior two for side angle. So right hand down inside the leg. Left arm wrapping behind your lower back. Really turn back the shoulder here. Maybe a full bind might be welcome there. Wrapping the right arm underneath the leg. And stay for a couple more steady, easy breaths. Keeping the half bind, keep the bend in the front knee as you stand up, flip the front palm, reach up and back. Now go ahead, straighten through the front leg. Try and interlock the fingers just between your shoulder blades, or at least reach for that position. Big breath here, extra. And as you bring the hands down, somewhere inside your right foot, turning into Skandasana. So back toes lift, front toes slightly turn in. One more big breath here. And walking the hands straight to the back of the mat as you arrive. Runner's lunge. You might lose the camera, that's all right. Puff the chest out. And in one big step, left foot goes up and over the right leg, turning the hips, lifting the chest, lifting the left arm. Big breath here. And one big step, left foot between the hands once again. Skandasana into that leg. So the left toes turn in, right toes lift up. Lots of this shape happening, which is a tricky shape, but let's get some repetition going. One more big breath here. And as you walk the hands to the top of the mat, the original top of the mat, lizard lunge. So hands inside the front foot. We're going back and forth up the mat today. Stay with me. Keep the breath moving here in lizard. Maybe a little bit of movement as well. Shifting some body weight forward and back, forward and back. Now from here, I might just change the leg so you can see what goes on here, but your right leg stays forward. Now, see if we can head towards VINYASA. We don't have to take the shape now, but we might use it later. So let's get some dynamics moving with it. Bring your right shoulder somewhere underneath the knee, if you can. I know it's a deep shape, so work with what's there. Keep the back leg nice and engaged, and even taking the hands out to the sides if it's available to. I'll go back onto the same leg as you. So dropping the chest, it's definitely a deep shape. Work with your breath. Keep that quality of intimacy here. So there's an affection, there's a softness, there's a tenderness in what you're doing, even though it's fairly strong position. Just one or two more breaths now. And bring the hands inside the front foot. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Sit the butt down, chest up. A little bit of a squeeze on the prayer position, lifting the chest for one more big breath. And then a brief crow into flow. So hands to the ground. You don't have to take the full arm balance, but definitely get some of the initial action. So hands on the ground, knees into the upper arms, shifting body weight forward, rounding your upper back, and maybe one foot comes up and then the other or both. We take one more big breath, whatever you got going on, and then straight through a flow. So please step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank, up dog, pull the chest through, down dog to lift the hips up. Straight back to the top of the mat. So walk, step or jump, feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand, feet together. Chair, bend the knees and sink the butt. Turn to the left, hook the right elbow, sink the butt down. And then once you've got your balance, pick up the right foot, heel to butt, tap the knee into the back of the left calf, hold for a tick. One more big breath here. And then gently step the right foot back, crescent lunge immediately, arms up, straighten through the front leg as you go. And into arrowhead, so sweep the arms back. Once you're there, interlock fingers behind the lower back, roll back the shoulders. Now, part balance, part forward fold here. So starting to straighten through the front leg, bowing the chest, lifting the butt, however, and the back heel. 2 to 3 more deep breaths here. Back up into crescent lunge, nice and gently release the arms, bend the front knee, arms up. Hands to prayer, turn to your left and hook the elbow around the knee. Back leg might have to scooch back a little so you can stiffen it up, straighten it out. And again, just a little lift of the chest, staying with breath here. 2, maybe 3 more. And then shifting a little bit more body weight forward. So the front knee comes forward. Tap the right knee to the back of the left calf. Hold for a sec. And then grab a hold. Left hand to the top of the foot there, the little foot tail. Right hand to the ground. Lift the knee up into standing splits. Little variation on this. Pretty strong, so stay with breath. 2 more to go. And as you step the right foot back, warrior 2. Open the arms, straighten through the front leg and reach up and back. And as you reach forward, before you go into triangle, take the front knee just off lock, bring the left hand down, right hand up. Little turn back on the chest here, making sure that the back leg is feeling secure and firm. Thigh engaged. Inner arch of the back foot is lifting, so you're pressing into the outer blade of the back foot. 2 more big breaths here. Starting to rebend the front knee through warrior 2 and exalt that shape. Left hand up and back, reverse. And finding side angle to follow. So left hand coming down inside the foot, right arm, top arm, wrapping behind the lower back. Turn back the shoulder here. Back leg nice and firm, stiff. 2 to 3 more deep breaths now. Really keeping the twisting action going for 1 more big breath. And as you inhale, stand up, keep the half bind, straighten through the front leg now, and then looking to interlock fingers between the shoulder blades. If not, reach for that spot. Keeping the armpit lifted, side body extended. 1 more big breath. And as you release, hands down to the ground inside the front foot. Skandasana. Turn the feet in a little. Turn the back toes up, chest lifts up. 1 big breath here. And then walk the hands towards the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Keeping the hands down, a direct transition to wild thing. So the front foot, your right foot now, steps up and over the left. Right hand raises up. Turning the hips, lifting the chest. Big breath up here. Right foot steps back between the hands and Skandasana into that leg. So you're still at the back of your mat, turning the hips. Couple of breaths. And lizard lunge to the original top of the mat. So walk the hands inside your left foot, set it up. You might have to adjust the feet a little bit. On this lizard, hugging the left knee in, puffing the chest out initially. Maybe a little bit of movement is welcome. Breath or 2 more here. And then allowing the chest to come down a little bit more and thinking about taking the left shoulder somewhere towards the inner leg at very least, like dropping the chest down, or even bringing the arm underneath, hands out to the side if you want to go that way. So back leg is still powerful for a breath or two more. And hands back to the floor for a squat. So right foot stepping outside the right hand, sitting the butt down, chest up. 2, maybe 3 more breaths here. Lifting, lifting. One more time through crow. So hands to the ground, hips and heels lift up, driving the knees to the upper arms, shifting body weight forward. Lifting, lifting. 2 more big breaths here. And as you're ready, taking a flow. Step or jump back. Chaturanga to up dog. And into downward facing dog. Lifting up the hips. Nice and slow. Once we're here, big breath in. Nice, easy breath out. And just stay for 1 or 2 more breaths. Staying in down dog. All right, walk, step or jump back to the top of the mat. Feet towards the hands. Take a halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up. Reach up to the ceiling. Hands to prayer at heart center. We're going to come through a few rounds, 2 rounds of movement in fact. First round we're going to go really slow. I'll explain your way through. And then we'll look for a little bit more fluidity and link some postures together. Just as best as we can, trying to find this kind of focus on the movement between the shapes rather than being fixated on the actual shapes themselves. So we'll go slow. First round. Right knee comes up. Figure 4, place the right ankle on the left knee. Sit the butt down nice and low. 2 big breaths here. Sinking, sinking, keeping the ankle nice and tight through the right ankle there. 1 more big breath. Stand up, knee to chest, pull it in. Kick the heel out in front of you, 1 big breath. Pendulum swing the leg back. Through warrior 3, ever so briefly. Set the hands down, foot to the floor, runner's lunge. From here, a little bit tricky, a little bit strong. Left hand up, simple twist. Stepping the left foot up and over the right leg, wild thing. Lift the hips. And in this round, left hand comes down. Tap the left knee to left elbow. Kick the leg out to the left. Lift the leg up, 3-leg dog. And find a 3-leg flow. High plank to low plank, chaturanga. Up dog. Finds downward facing dog. Lifting the hips. Walk, step or jump. Feet towards the hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand. We're still going slow. This is the first round on the first side or second side now. Hands to prayer. Left knee comes up. Figure 4. Sit the butt down. We're going to do all of this again and add a little more to it. So sink down for now. Just get a feel for the shape. Adjust your breathing. One more big breath now. Inhale, stand, knee to chest, hug it in. Kick the heel out in front of you. Big breath. Pendulum swing it back. Through warrior 3 for a brief stop. Hands down. Runner's lunge. Simple twist. Right hand up. Looking for wild thing direct. Right foot over. Turning the hips, lifting the chest. Big breath here. And as the right hand comes down, tap. Right knee to right elbow. Kick it out to the right. 3-leg dog. Lift it up. 3-leg flow. High plank to low plank chaturanga. Up dog. Pull the chest through. and into down dog to lift up the hips. One more big breath here. Let's put it all together. Heels up, knees bend. Walk, step or jump, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach for the ceiling. Here we go. Hands to prayer, right knee to the chest, coming up. Figure four. Set the butt down. One big breath at the bottom. Inhale, stand up, knee to chest. Kick the heel out in front of you, big breath. Pendulum, swing it back. Warrior three. T-shape, hands to the ground, runner's lunge. Simple twist, inhale. Exhale through to wild thing. Left foot steps over. Lift the hips, turn the chest, big breath. This time, left knee, left elbow. Maybe it's VINYASA or kick left, look left. If it's Kundi, bend the elbows. Launch. Three-leg dog. Three-leg flow. High plank to low plank. Up dog. Finds down dog. We'll go through VINYASA in more detail later, but for now, one more big breath. Walk, step or jump, feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand, reach for the ceiling. Hands to prayer. Left knee comes up. Figure four, left ankle, right knee, sit the butt down. Big breath at the bottom. Knee to chest, stand up. Kick the heel, big breath. Pendulum, swing it back through warrior three. Hands to the ground, runner's lunge. Simple twist, right hand up. Wild thing direct. Right foot over. Turn the hips, lift the chest. Big breath here. And as the right hand comes down, right knee, right elbow. Kick right or stack the knee, VINYASA. Big breath. And through a flow. Right leg up. High plank to low plank. Up dog. Finds downward facing dog, lifting the hips. As soon as you're there, nicely done there. Bit of work. Right foot steps outside your right hand. Lizard lunge. Sink the back knee down. Let the front knee fall open to the side. So from here, you're welcome to stay in lizard. We've done plenty of dynamic work, plenty of strength building, stabilization. We've oscillated through the various sides of the nervous system. There's good balance in the body. If you're interested in VINYASA, this is a nice entry to come from here. I'll come a bit more facing towards the camera. So in lizard, from here, from this nice open shape on the knee, do your very best to get the shoulder underneath the leg, and maybe this sort of creates a ledge for the knee to rest on. I'll turn to the side now. As the shoulder's underneath the knee, you can see that the knee is up above the elbow. So we really need that positioning. From here, we tuck in the back toes, lift the back knee, and see if we can bend the elbows simultaneously, look to the right, and pull the right heel in towards your butt. And I'll give you a bit of a demo. So as you look to the right, pull the heel in, bend the elbows. You can see that the thigh is stacked on the upper arm. Still in lizard if you're not playing with the arm balance, all good. So lots of ways we can do this. You can keep the back knee down if you want, but it's that one fluid action of bending the elbows, pulling the heel in, and looking to the right. And one more time. So knee is nice and high up the arm, bend the elbows. And that'll do it. Now from there, to get into the arm balance itself, it's a push forward off the back toes. So the back toes are launching you forward, not just lifting the back leg up. So you're going to push the body weight forward. And again, shoulder underneath the knee, look right, pull the heel in, and then here's that push. Push forward to get the leg up. Forward to get the leg up. I know it's big work. And if you've been in lizard all that time, nice hold. We've just got a breath or two more here. And very simply, back through downward facing dog. You might take a 3-leg dog and lift the hip up for a moment. We're just going to hit the other side. So as soon as you're ready, left foot steps outside the left hand, and that should be nice to sink the back knee down and let the front of the right hip now open. It's been quite compressed for a while. So hanging out in lizard. I'll go through Vinyasa again. You might have had enough of it. There's been plenty of opportunity for it. Your wrist might have had absolute enough of that. So pay attention to your body. Keep the intimacy. Again, anything out of my mouth is a suggestion. If it's kundi, good fun. Shoulder underneath the neck. Well, depends on what your version of fun is. But no, it's really a simultaneous action of bending the elbows, pull the heel in, and look to the left. So again, bend the elbows, pull the heel in, look to the left. And that might do it. Again, if we're taking it a little further, back knee can lift, same thing, shoulder down, bend, look left, and then pushing off the back toes to create that little lift of the back leg. I really can't encourage that forward motion enough. We still got a little bit of a hold here, so if you've had enough of Vinyasa, stay with it, stay with lizard. What a beautiful, glorious, large shape it is. Settle into the breathing. At least a few more here. Shoulders are nice and soft. Two, maybe 3 more breaths now. Three-leg dog as you're ready. Left leg up and out. Bend at the knee, tilt the hip up and open. And very simply setting the foot down into down dog. Take a flow if you want to take a flow. Otherwise, please drop the knees to the ground. Take the legs out to the side. And extend the legs now in front of you. Once you're there, a good old-fashioned straight up forward fold. Paschimottanasana, so scooching the sitting bones back, toes lifted. We come through staff pose, Dandasana to begin with. It's a capital L shape. Quite strong through the core, I reckon. So belly sucks in, thighs engaged, shins engaged, feet up. Big breath here. And then reach as far forward as you can to then bring the chest down, keeping a sense of lift through the lower back, but then the shoulders and neck can really soften out here. We take in some nice sweetness to the breath, so there's, again, another way of kind of saying that intimacy is there. There's sweetness in your attitude towards yourself, a warmth towards yourself. It changes everything in the experience of the posture. Open channel of communication towards yourself. You're listening just as you would in an intimate relationship. You're listening, you're watching, you're here, you're caring. And all those qualities, those mental qualities, are infused into each and every little action here. So the softness of your breath, the depth of your fold, the integrity that you maintain in your lower back. Taking 5 more big breaths here. Inhale, chest lifts up, either reverse plank or reverse tabletop. I'll go through plank for today. So hands just behind the hips, out to the side, roll back the shoulders, point the toes as you lift the hips, alternatively as a bend in the knees here, feet on the ground. 2 more big breaths here. And release, coming down nice and slow. Scooch a little bit further forward on your mat. and then rolling down onto your back. As you arrive on your back, set the feet on the ground. 2 rounds of bridge with the opportunity for wheel. Welcome to take this in supported bridge for the entire duration, but first round, lift the hips, squeeze the butt nice and firmly here. Settling into some nice deep breaths, but keeping the belly pulling in as you do this. Belly pulling in, butt nice and strong. 2 more long breaths as you are in this first round. And release, coming down. From there, take the feet a little bit wider and drop the knees from side to side a couple of times. One more round, here we go, feet on the ground. Tilt the tailbone, lift the hips. You could interlace the hands underneath your lower back, or alternatively find wheel. Now, if you're gonna find wheel, if it's a bit of a strong position to be in, here's my suggestion. Hands slightly turn out to the side of the mat, not in towards your shoulders, but out towards the side of the mat or the side of the room. And from there, then pressing the chest up and back. Hopefully, there's a little extra space in the shoulders there. Either way, 3 more long breaths here. Again, belly in, butt strong. And release. Lowering the hips down, taking the feet a little wider, dropping the knees from side to side a couple of times. Left to right. And very simply shooting the legs up towards the ceiling. And you could place your hands underneath your hips. If you've got a pillow or a block, that's even better. But the hands are just fine for this, I reckon. Even if it's a bit of a struggle, come up onto the fists, stacking them underneath the top of the pelvis at the back. Just take maybe 5, 6, 7 more breaths. Making sure that this posture is very, very nicely softened, completely through the belly, the eyes, the jaw. Really, this shape's all about the experience of the softness here. From here, with the legs lifted, take an eagle wrap, right leg over the left one, left foot on the ground, just so you can scooch the hips over to the right, and then drop the knees to the left, letting the right shoulder open out broadly. Inhale, back up through the center. Other way around now, left leg over the right one, scooch the hips over to the left, and the legs down to the right. Breath or 2 more here. Back up through center. Unwrapping the legs, taking them in towards your chest. Do anything else you need before Shavasana. Maybe happy baby. There's a good choice there. But when you come down into Shavasana, I really genuinely encourage you to take a Shavasana, not just to
flick off the video and sort of go about your day, but really use this time for some level of integration. Use this time as permission to rest without any distractions. No distractions. Just you spending time beautifully with your body, with the quality of care, the quality of nurture. Give yourself the ultimate expression of intimacy by simply remaining in awareness with yourself. Nothing to do but be aware of this moment with your body, with a loving attitude there. I'll sign off here. Very much an honor and a pleasure as always. Take care. Namaste to you. See you next time.